Yes. Okay. So the next topic what we're going to talk about is green revolution. So green revolution is something which we have to understand in a more better way. What happened in later 19 post 1960s, there was a huge famine. Okay, there was a huge famine which was very prevalent in Calcutta, and people started dying without food, and agriculture sector was doing so bad that they did not have ample amount of food to serve the people, and eventually because of this famine a lot of people started dying with malnutrition and no proper food, and it literally took a lot of lives. That is when two Indians thought, okay, there should be something which has to be done in this agriculture sector, and they thought in getting this something called as high yield variety. And for this particular revolution, the green revolution, two major Indians were involved. One is the former finance minister named uh, one second former finance minister Chidambara Subramaniam and Chidambara Subramaniam and agricultural scientist Ms. M.S. Swaminathan. Okay, so these two people made a very big impact, or they both decided, or they played a very major role in green revolution, in developing this green revolution. Now, what happened? MS Swaminathan, the agricultural scientist, he graduated from Kerala, and he decided, okay, there's a huge famine happening right now, and he decided that there has to be some solution, or there has to be done something in order to make sure that we have ample amount of food to be served to the people. Till then, when there was this huge famine, what happened? India was actually importing wheat from USA. At one point, at around 1960, they started importing 3.1 million tons of wheat. But later, as the agriculture sector was doing really bad, it went up to 10 million tons of wheat. And then eventually, Ms. M.S. Swaminathan thought, okay, we have to do something in order to get back the agricultural produce in the country. And then he went and he started doing a lot of experiments with his knowledge about agriculture. And then he decided, he spoke to former finance minister saying, Ms. Chidambaram, saying that why don't we get this something called as high yield variety seeds, HYV. So this, before he discussing this with Mr. Subramaniam, what he did, he literally went to Mexico, and he saw, along with an American agronomist, he decided to import those seeds from Mexico, named as high yield variety seeds. And then he started deciding, okay, let's experiment this in our country, and we are sure that with this particular produce we'll be having, the experiment would be in success. And then later what happened, they opposition party also, Mr. Chidambaram felt that yes, whatever Ms. Swaminathan is saying would be better, would be right for the people of our country. So why don't we try this experiment? Just an experiment, because India is going under huge famine and people are dying drastically in the belts of Calcutta, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, and the entire today's wheat belt was completely under famine. And then and there was a lot of opposition from the opposite party to the ruling party as well. And then Chidambaram thought, okay, why not, let's experiment this in our own land, his own land. And that's how he decided to experiment this in his own land, whatever he had, and that was a complete success. And then they decided to take over a huge part of land to know that will it be going to be a huge success. And thereafter the produce whatever they got, and with a proper monsoon and irrigation facility, a proper pesticides, the crops were really great, and food, whatever agricultural produce they received from that, was amazingly flaunting. And people decided, okay, let's try the same thing in the belt. And today's wheat belt of India, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, this the entire wheat belt of India was being grown with high yield variety seeds, and this was the green revolution which did happen. And then productivity in the agriculture, the productivity in the agriculture sector was really low because of the use of old technology. So if the Britishers would have used the proper technology in order to, in the agriculture sector, rather improving the industrial sector, definitely there would have been a drastic change in the agriculture sector today. But since they did not do it, agriculture in India was really bad and the monsoons were not that great and people were literally dying without food. And then there was no proper infrastructure to make sure farmers were able to grow the crops. And then India's agriculture vitally dependent on monsoon, that we all know. Even agriculture is nothing but monsoon. If the monsoon was really doing great, agricultural sector will definitely grow. But that particular point of time, India's agriculture was really bad and there was no monsoon, and monsoon is the backbone for the farmers to grow crops, and that did not happen. And there was they did not have proper irrigation facility, and they had huge trouble in developing this. And then later on, when Mr. Swaminathan and along with the former finance minister decided, they got in this something called as green revolution in our country, which increase the food production of food grains resulting from the use of high yield variety seeds, especially for wheat and rice. So for wheat and rice, they decided to get these seeds from Mexico, and they distributed to the distribution channel or the food distribution center. And then firstly, they used those seeds or grains or crops, whatever yield they got in return, they tried using it for their food purpose, the farmers' food purpose, and whatever was left out or whatever was in surplus was being sold in the market. So the stagnation in agriculture during the colonial rule was permanently broken by the Green Revolution. So till then, the stagnation which was prevailing in the agriculture sector because of this colonial, the British government not using proper techniques or technology, what happened, basically it literally broke down, and this was broken down by this thing called as Green Revolution. The use of these seeds require the use of fertilizers, pesticides in the correct quantities. So for the high yield variety seeds, they require proper good requirement of irrigation facility, one, fertilizers and pesticides. If you are putting it in the right quantity, definitely they were able to produce a huge variety of crops. And then a regular supply of water. Obviously, the application of these inputs in the correct proportion is very vital, and that's how they tried this experiment, got really very success. And the farmers who could benefit required a reliable irrigation facility as well as the financial resources to purchase fertilizers and pesticides. So this, when we say fertilizers and pesticides, something which we have to purchase from the market, and the farmers were receiving a proper irrigation facility after the independence. The government, the acting ruling government at that time, they decided that the farmers have to get a proper irrigation facility along with the helpful of purchasing the fertilizers and pesticides, and that's when they'll be able to move forward, and mainly to feed the people of our country. So if these two people wouldn't, and for the Green Revolution, as I said, these two people played a major role. One is the agricultural scientist M.S. Swaminathan, and the second one is the former finance minister of India, that is Chidambaram Subramaniam. So moving ahead, let's see what are the results or what was happened later on. And then they had to do it in phase wise, phase 1, phase 2. As a result, in the phase first one of Green Revolution, approximately in mid 90s to 70s, use of HIV seeds were restricted to the more affluent states such as Punjab, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. So that is when they decided only the few cities will only few cities will be having the will be given for this agricultural produce of HIV seeds, not everything in fact. So and then that was restricted only to Punjab, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. The spread of Green Revolution technology enabled India to achieve self-sufficiency. And later on, what happened? So till then we were importing wheat from US, but later when we started feeling that yes, we are able to produce crops or yield out of this HYV seeds, so the high yielding variety seeds, they decided, okay, this is going to be better and India will be able to become self-sufficient in food. And eventually what happened, when 10 million tons of wheat was being imported to India, US all of a sudden said this is not going to happen this way. We are going to stop the produce of wheat, or we are going to stop the export of wheat to India, and we are not going to give food for you people. And that's when at the right time these two people, the Mr. Swaminathan, decided that yes, high yielding variety seeds will definitely bring a great change in the country. By using these seeds along with the crops, the proper pesticides and fertilizers, we will definitely make sure that food is sufficient, for self-sufficient in India. And then India achieved self-sufficiency, and it had to no longer be at the mercy of America or any other nation for its food requirements. So though we were struggling, and in spite of that, there were a lot of Americans suffocating us with not giving food and everything, but then India made sure it came back by being self-sufficiency in the food requirement. And the portion of agricultural produce which is sold in the market by the farmers is called as marketed surplus. So as I said, what happens, so whatever they grow first, it was completely the food for the farmers were growing, because they also were on complete famine and they had to feed their children and cattle and everything. So everything